What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today I'm going to be going over what Pokemon are the best to use to help you complete your Pokedex in Pokemon Legends Arceus. What I'm talking about specifically is I came up with 3 Pokemon that are generally interchangeable, and I'm just gonna give you some guidelines here as far as Pokemon that are really versatile and will help you achieve all of the Pokedex entries that help you say, hey, defeat with this style move. Because that just appears randomly and you just look at your Pokemon, and while some people do build up, a full team of Pokemon, I'm really constantly swapping everyone in my party to help get additional levels up, help get experience, learn new moves, help master moves so I can fill my Pokedex easier and faster. However, I do like to keep 3 specific Pokemon with me with specific types of moves that help me achieve all those Pokedex entries, and you've seen me use them in previous videos, but I want to go into a little bit more detail now and how I arrived at them. This right here is a compilation of the PLA research task list, and it's every single task that is required to be done by every single Pokedex entry. If we were to look down here, Staravia, you have to defeat it with electric type moves. Now, really simply, I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to copy every single cell. From here, I'm now just going to put it all into a text file. Now that I've converted to an HTML file, all of it's right here, but most importantly, it's visible in Chrome. Oh, it's overlapping itself. And from here, all I need to do is use Chrome's built-in search feature to type in rock-type. And I can see that there are 7 entries, oh, it might be cropped off a little bit, 7 entries that require you to defeat Pokemon with rock-type moves. So by going through that, I was able to come up with a list of the Pokemon types of attacks that are most constantly used by the Pokedex. When factoring in every single type of attack that's used to be a super effective attack done for pretty much every single Pokemon in the Pokedex, these are the findings. Obviously, normal is 0 since it's super effective to absolutely nothing in the game, but the most commonly used ones for the Pokedex are fire type attacks, ground, fighting, and electric, followed closely by grass, water, rock, and flying. Tertiarily, I think that's a word. I know tertiary is. Yes, tertiarily is a word. Okay, I thought I discovered something. Ice, psychic, ghost, and dark. And then you have steel coming in at 3, poison 2, bug 1, dragon 1, fairy 1. These ones are used the least commonly throughout everything. And while going through, I was kind of trying to find a good balance, and I wanted to restrict it down to 3 Pokemon. And obviously, fire is going to be the most effective because there are Pokemon who are going to be grass type, bug type, and maybe even ice type that want you to be defeated with fire type moves. And grass and bug are very common in this game. Ground is the only thing that's super effective on all electric types, so that's going to be there unless they're electric and flying, and I don't think we have that combination in the game. In addition, nothing has levitate in the game, so there you go. Fighting is the only one that's effective on all the normal types, and electric is super effective to water and flying, and there's a lot of those. Grass, super effective to water types, again, a lot of those. Water covers all the rock and ground types, rock covers all the flying types, flying also helps with all the bug types and the grass types. For me, I really wanted to focus on these 12 different types of attacks, because for the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Pokemon of the over 240 in the game that require these ones, cool. I might have it in my party. If so, it's not a big deal. And I even have Pokemon that can just swap in these attacks. Now it's a matter of finding Pokemon who are able to fit these roles very well. And the first thing that comes to mind are all of the Pokemon who are able to learn all of the elemental fangs and fists. So right here is the data mine of all Pokemon who can learn every single move by move tutors in the entire game. From here, I actually just found every Pokemon capable of learning the move Ice Punch, because that gives me a big selection of Pokemon to choose from. And now let's convert this into an Excel format. Unfortunately, the list that I have to go off of all of the move tutor moves and all of the learn up moves also includes the fact that if they can learn rest, that registers as a psychic type attack, but that's obviously not accurate. So I'm going through here manually and jotting down every single type of every single attack that is offensive, that can do damage, to the opponent Pokemon that will register as defeating them with that type of move. I decided to pick out some of the fan favorite Pokemon, like Alakazam, Machamp, Weavile, Lucario, things like that. Specifically what I did is, I marked down if the Pokemon was capable of learning through leveling up or through move tutoring that element of attack that does offensive damage. I gave all those values a number based on how many Pokemon it's super effective against, with fire being 14, ground being 13, so on and so forth, and I came up with some results. Before I disclose these results, I don't mean for this to be, oh, you have your favorite Pokemon in your party and it's not good, so don't use it. That's not what I mean at all. I mean, if you have a Pokemon that's not on this list, and I only went by one attack, there's plenty more criteria that we could search. I'm just going by some Pokemon who are extremely versatile, who can help fill in the gaps. Great example is, I got myself a shiny Magikarp, and I put him on my team, and he's a Gyarados, and he doesn't have the best move selection, but using this list, which I'm obviously going to show you the list and the results, you can fill in your team with what it's lacking. Know what I mean? I compared Clefable, Alakazam, Machamp, Gengar, Mr. Mime, Snorlax, Gardevoir, Ambipom, Lopunny, Lucario, Weavile, Rhyperior, Electivire, Gallade, Dusknoir, and Ursaluna. And you can see right here, this Pokemon can learn this many different types of moves, which is worth this many points, or Pokedex entries complete. Let's just go ahead and sort this by range by B. First, the Pokemon who have the most coverage whatsoever. Lucario, obviously, the Pokemon who's like most synonymous with four slot syndrome. Gallade, Clefable, Snorlax, and Rhyperior. Rhyperior I knew would be on here. He has an insane move pull. Followed closely by Alakazam, Gengar, Mr. Mime, Ambipom, Dusknoir, Ursaluna, and Lopunny. Coming in not last, but not really bad at all, Machamp, Gardevoir, Weavile, and Electivire. Just because it has 7 types of moves, that doesn't mean it's bad, or it's not going to work for your team. It still has more than 4. But when we compare the most effective, Gallade comes in first with 96 Pokedex entries able to be complete by its type of moves. Coming in by Clefable, Lucario, Snorlax, Ambipom, Ursaluna, Dusknoir, coming down in the 70s. Rhyperior, Mr. Mime, Alakazam, Gengar, Electivire. 60s, Machamp, Lopunny, Gardevoir, and Weavile. So even though Weavile can learn 7 different types of attacks, it's only going to be worth 43 different Pokedex entries. Also, keep in mind, you're not going to constantly swap these moves around. What I'm going to recommend is, if you have Pokemon in your party that you absolutely love, here, I'll even do some conditional highlighting. There we go. Now if it has a number, it's green. If you have a Pokemon in your party and you absolutely love them, great. Yes, I am actually playing with my game that small. Great example. I have Gyarados right here. I can't even see its moves. I have an ice move, a water, a dark, and a flying move. So I look on here and I'm like, okay, I don't really need ice, water, dark, and flying. And when I stop comparing those numbers, I start to see, what Pokemon are best for my team. I'm also really enjoying having Torterra. Having the ground immunity is really fantastic, so I no longer really need rock type moves, ground type moves, grass type moves, and I kept one status move just to make catches a little bit easier. So then I was able to see that I needed a Pokemon who would preferably have a fire, electric, fighting, and psychic move. So therefore, if you look at my Electivire, it has a fighting, fire, psychic, and electric move. Did not plan that, that's just exactly how it lined up. Even though he can learn so many other types of moves, I don't need any of the ones that I already deleted from here. That's what I'm gonna recommend, is to really, focus in on 1 or 2 Pokemon that you love, and then compare it with this chart here, for who can help fill in the gaps for your Pokedex completion. The team I always go out with for taking care of alphas, catching rare Pokemon, Pokedex completion, pretty much anything, is Electivire, Torterra, and Gyarados. The combination of having Torterra grounds immunity for electric, Gyarados is immune to ground type attacks. Electivire I would like to swap out, and I know that from my chart, Dusknoir actually can handle all 4 same types of attacks that Electivire can. He won't have stab, but I am going to have the immunity for normal and fighting type attacks, which is handy. Unfortunately, everything in the game has bite or crunch. So there is that. And also, I really like how Electivire sometimes just doesn't show up on screen when you throw him out. Alpha Electivire is so big, sometimes it doesn't show up. It doesn't. Pretty sure Gengar could do the same thing, right? He can learn Electric and Fire and Fighting and Psychic. Yeah, Gengar could do it too. I basically just told you all the Pokemon who could just fill any role and kind of helps complete your Pokedex completion. Because right now I'm trying to level up Gallade so that he can learn his attack for his Pokedex completion. Machamp and Gengar, oh, I brought them in here for the comparison actually. I don't actually need them in here, so I'm just gonna plop them back in boxes. That's how I decided the Pokemon who are gonna be adventuring around with me when I complete my decks, and as you can see, they're in pretty high levels, although I did catch the Torterra at 65, Electivire at 75. I really like Garchomp, and having that ground immunity is great, but then I'm gonna have that slot that I'm gonna need to have filled by something with a grass type attack, and who knows, maybe I'll catch the Alpha Gallade, and Gallade could do something useful, or I already have a shiny Haunter, maybe I'll go for a Gengar. These Pokemon are very interchangeable, they work well with anything, so pick one or two of your favorites, find something to fill in the third, diversify your moves, keep a status move on there, and you're gonna be able to catch these Pokemon, no problem. Fill up your Pokedex, seek out all Pokemon, great. Well guys, hope you found this video helpful. If you did, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.